Okay, we're live. Oh, look at that. We got Randy online.
Hey there, Randy and Chi Chi fam. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday, everybody. It's good to see everybody's smiling faces, even though I can't see y'all face, but I know y'all smiling because we're here now. But we got some stuff to talk about today. We do. But before we start, let's get a few people on first, and then we'll go from there. How's your day, Lisa?
My day was great. How's your day, Chi? I mean, it's a little hot,
It's
but at
hot.
least we're indoors.
Yeah, and got AC, right? God, we're so fortunate.
Oh my gosh, yes, we are. We are.
Right? We're so fortunate. The other day, gas is crazy. The other day, I went to go get gas, right? And there was this guy behind me. He put $10 of gas on his car. I kind of overheard what gas number pump he was at, and I looked over to that pump as I was walking out, and I looked, and I'm like, dude, that's a big SUV. You're only putting $10. That's barely over a gallon. So it made me thought, right? There's a lot of people out there that are less fortunate.
Oh yeah.
And like with gas going up, it's killing them.
And it's great
And
that you point that out as reflection, Chia. We do more than just homes, and that it's the dream to allow people to catch up or be ahead of inflation, so they're not in a predicament like this. It's not just home prices that are rising; groceries are rising, restaurant prices,
hmm
everything is rising, and especially gas.
yeah, no, it's horrible. It's so bad. And well, baby formula was out for a minute, and
Yeah,
then we had like a whole bunch that we got for my baby that no longer eats it. So Nali, Nali has a great heart, and she
she
just gave it
does.
away. She
Yeah,
just
I saw
gave it
her post
away.
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's so big.
everyone was like, "How much are you selling this for?" She's like, "No, whoever calls it first, I'll ship it to you guys." So she ended up shipping it to this one mom. I forgot where, but she's not local. So yeah,
Oh, she's a beautiful
because
person inside and out. We love Nolly.
oh yeah, she's awesome. She's why I'm awesome.
No. Well, the whole sriracha thing, you guys stock up on that.
Oh my god, don't get me started on
Yeah,
sriracha.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, I eat that with almost everything.
I know. So does every other Asian person.
I know. I think Saigon, Hove, and all the food places gonna they're
I
gonna have to find
know.
something to sub for that.
Well, it's the chili that's unavailable right now. So
Uh-huh.
there could be other chili sauces that won't be available either. They're gonna follow suit too.
Yeah, but okay, let's start. We got a few people in. Welcome everybody. Let me do a quick market update for you guys. But before we do that, I just want to go over the topic of the day. We're going to be answering a lot of y'all comments about home prices. Are they really dropping? We're going to find out today. We're going to look at actual listings of homes that's been reducing in price to react and give you guys our 2 cents on why they reduced their prices. And we're going to go over how you're going to be able to position yourself to win in this market and to, put your foot in the door in this crazy weird market. So we're gonna go over all that. What is going on, Sabrina? Good to see you. Let me share my screen real quick. All right. Market update for this last week. Sacramento. Okay, so inventory went up a little bit. Homes for sale, almost 10% just from last week. That's great. New listings, 3% increase. That's good. Sold homes are down though from last week, 35%. But let's look at the month, okay? Inventory's up from last month. New listings up from last month. Sold homes are still down though, but new listing, that's good. And inventory, that's good too. Let's go to average price per square foot. Average price per square foot is going down a little bit, 2.5%. There you go. I hope you guys see that. That's from last month. this from previous weeks. Okay. Oh, look at this. Average days on the market went down 11 days on average from last week. From last month, hasn't really changed much. 10, 12 days. If you guys look right here, sellers are beginning to experience getting a kind of a price reduction in the homes that they're listing. Because look, normally you would see this being in the hundreds, right? Notice how
Mm-hmm.
it went down to like below that. I mean, still in the upper 90s, so sellers are still getting close to what they want. But I want to kind of explain this to you guys, okay, in depth, why this is going on. Sellers now are feeling the shift in the market. So they're being a little bit more reasonable now in their homes, meaning that if the buyer found something during the inspections or appraisals that needed to be corrected before moving forward with the purchase, sellers are more accommodating now to those repairs and requests to getting their home sold. So sometimes that uh, equates to a price reduction, credit towards buyer's closing costs. That's why you're seeing this, okay? Which is a good thing, okay? So that's that. Average sold home, active and sold, it did went down too, 5% from last month, almost 5%. And from this last week, 2%. Okay, let's go look. Let's go look at inventory. Months worth of inventory. So, well, over a month, you know. I would like this to be higher, of course. You guys already know how I feel. If this is higher, prices will go down. So it's going up. Hopefully, it goes up quicker for this summer. But that's that. That is the stats for this past week in Sacramento County and this past month. Just to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on right now in the market. But let's go on to what I really wanted to show you guys. Okay. There you guys go. I like how Sabrina says hi, team.
I love that.
Okay, let's go look. Sabrina says, quick question for the team. 6 months out, looking on the housing market. 6 month out prediction. Me and Lisa are just talking about this. I think, Sabrina, the fact that everybody's kind of feeling that the market's shifting a little bit, slowing down, prices are dropping a little bit, more inventory hitting the market. A lot of the buyers that kind of put the whole house purchasing thing on hold, they're coming back into the market because they're telling themselves, you know what? Maybe this is my chance now to be able to get my offer accepted finally, because less competition, more inventory, and prices are starting to go down. So maybe this is my opportunity now. So those buyers are probably coming back. And there's not just one or two buyers that's like that. There's probably hundreds. And I think because of that pool of buyers coming back into the market, it's gonna create a buyer frenzy in the market for this next couple months, and it's gonna make everything go crazy again. That's just my take. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. To where there's a influx of inventory, to where now buyers are in control, and now prices are going to be dropping a lot to be more affordable. But I could be wrong. That's just what I see, what I feel is going to happen. What do you think, Lisa? 6 months out.
So 6 months out is actually the end of this year, but we're talking about summer. Okay. I do think that historically summer always does a little bit better than any other quarter, and fourth quarter is usually the slowest regardless of what market is. Okay. Um, and in 6 months from now, it is a possibility if they continue to raise it, if at the end of the year it's going to hit the 6.5% to 7%, that's going to drive more less and less people. And now where we're hopefully, even though the surge of COVID just went up, I mean, unfortunately, um, I went to my brother's wedding last week, and a whole bunch of my family came back with COVID. So um,
Mm,
in the wintertime, where less people are moving because their kids have school, things like that, it may possible that it'll be slow from the summer. So it's going to be very similar to how it is now. Now, the other thing that we have to watch out for is when the interest rate do go up high, okay? Typically, this is a great time for people who have multiple properties and investors to cash out, because this is the height of the market so far, right? In the last past decade, it's continuously peaking.
right.
So those homes may start to pop up. I'll show you some numbers later on in certain areas, because I always talk about the ripple effect, guys. How our market is not affected by just our city; it's the surrounding cities, very nearby, and the cities where the people in Sacramento going. Okay, they're going to Merced, they're going to Stockton, they're going to Redding, they're going to Oroville. So those areas are also affected by people in Sacramento. So
Yep.
now that a lot of people are able to work from home ownership, as far as location goes, okay, is a lot more lenient. So with all of that into play, there's going to be certain places that's going to be a hit a lot more than others. But again, I'll show you that ripple effect a little bit later.
Yep. I think you answered both Sabrina's questions about the rates going up and the 6 months out. So yeah, there you go. I can't pronounce your name, but there it is. Unikiavu. Okay. Do you think winter would be the best time to purchase if you want to purchase this year, or should I wait next year? Winter is always the preferred time to get a better deal because less competition. There's also less inventory. So remember that, because sellers also know that winter time is less busy because you got holidays and all these gifts that you're being bombarded with around winter. So sellers don't really tend to put their homes on the market as often or as preferred, okay? Because they know they're not getting top dollar. So if you're trying to get a better deal, then of course winter will be the preferred time to buy a home this year. Every year for that matter. Okay. New builds, especially if you're targeting a new build, around October, November is the best. You know why? They're closing up their numbers for tax next year, and they just want to grab as much as they can in the books before they close it. So, and with new builds, when they actually close out a community, now they're able to be able to open up a new community. So, until they sell out their old community, they can't go anywhere else. So, wintertime. Okay, thanks for all the comments. Let me share the screen and let's look at some homes that was reduced within the last week and find out what is causing these homes to be reduced, okay? And see if there's a trend. Is it really the market? Is it really the home? Or is it just bad marketing? And when I say bad marketing, I mean um, the price, really. Did they overprice it? Did they get greedy? Okay. So we're just gonna go. I'm just gonna randomly pick. Okay. Let's go with this one. This is a 451. Whoa, look at all those home price reductions. Okay. I already know who this home belongs to, but anyways, I'm gonna keep that towards the end. So they initially put this home in April. Lisa, April. They put it on the market for 505,000. They reduced it a bunch of times, and now it's at 451K. All right, let's find out who this person is. Oh, it's an open door.
Done.
I what did I say, Lisa? What did I
Yeah,
say?
yeah, yeah,
I called it up
yeah.
before we went live. I called it, but okay, let's. So in case you guys don't know, okay, in case you guys have been living under a rock, Open Door is kind of like Zillow. They're they buy a lot of homes and they flip it, okay, and try to make a profit. But their model lately has been very terrible. They've been buying homes overpriced, and then they've been selling it overpriced. So right now, it's coming back to bite them in the butt because they can't get rid of their inventory because they're overpriced. So let's find out how much they bought this home for. Okay. So here's a tax assessor's website. They bought this home in March for $451,000, Lisa. 451 right there.
Mm-hmm.
Let me zoom in. I don't think y'all see that. They bought for 450 in March of this year. Okay? And remember, the initial price they put on the market for was 505, so they were planning on making like 50K. But guess where they're at now? They're trying to just break even. They're putting it on the market for 451 what they bought it for. Because this home has been on the market for 63 days. Okay, so that's one home. Let's go on to the next. Okay. You guys are probably thinking I'm scripting this, but I'm not. Okay, let me go down. Let me go to the next home that's reduced in price. Okay. This home has been on the market for 44 days. Oh, it's a new build. So this home's probably not even on the market anymore because KB Home don't update their MLS stuff. So I'm gonna skip this, okay? This home's probably sold. Let me go to a different one. Okay, let's go with this one. They just reduced their price. It's been on the market for 62 days. All right, let's look at the history. It came in the market in April for 530. Okay, 530K. And now it's at 513. Let's find out why this home is not selling. Oh shoot, what did I do? Okay, there it goes. All right, let's look. It's an adorable, move-in ready single-story home on the corner. Spacious, got a kitchen counters, all that, blah blah blah. Okay, let's go look at the private. Remove shoes. Not much info, but let's look. Okay, it's nice.
It's cute.
Yeah, it's cute, right? Oh, okay, it's nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It shows
Why isn't
pretty well.
Yeah, so why isn't it selling? Let's find out. Is there any restrictions
Who
on this home?
who's selling it, Chia?
It's a private owner.
So for sale by owner.
It's not or it's listed by an agent, but it's sold by a private owner. It's not like a big corporate company like Open Door Zillow, like a
Gotcha.
big investor. So yeah, let's go. Let's find out how much this home is worth. Why it's taking so long? Did they overpriced it? Is there something wrong with the home? Because they never went pending. It's in Citrus Heights. Okay, here's the comps. Okay, it's a 1,600 square foot home, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. All right, there's not much data there. And if I would have to say, they probably overpriced it because this home sold for 560, but it's a lot bigger.
Well,
It is.
in a lot of areas too, and we've dealt with this before too, right, Chia? Where if it's not an area that it gets sold very often, and when you over improve, unfortunately, it doesn't really help your situation. And I know quite a few many times where it's great to have pride in home ownership, but as an investor, you got to really take a look at those numbers and see, okay, if you did X, Y, and Z, and spent X, Y, and Z dollars, will you get the rate of return that you'll need? Probably not. And that might be the case because they're looking at a standpoint, well, we already spent this much money. If we sold it for less, we're not going to be making any money at all. And sometimes as an investor, if you make that flaw, then you're going to have to say, hey, do we take the small loss, take the chance to not get a loss, or possibly risk even a bigger loss?
Yeah, I think that's probably what happened there. Sabrina, you're saying that I have an echo? Do I still have an echo now? Do I have an echo for you, Lisa?
Nope.
Yeah, is it me? What's going on?
Well, at
Let
least
me
not on
know,
my end.
Sabrina, if I have a super echo still. Let me see. Oh, okay, they say no more echo. Okay.
Okay,
When
awesome.
you get excited, I hear the echo. Uh-oh. So I can't be excited no more? Oh,
Oh.
man.
So it's a decibel thing, maybe.
Maybe it's a decibel thing. Shoot, is that really what it is? Yeah, Pal also says I have an echo.
Hmm.
But my Chia says I don't have an echo anymore, so maybe I don't anymore. Okay, hopefully I don't. I kind of did something, so hopefully I didn't. But all right, I think what ended up happening here, you guys, is this home is overpriced to begin with. So the fact that they just reduced the price, it might sell now. Ah, shoot, they say it's back on. What the heck? Mm,
Strange because I actually don't hear it.
really? See, now you guys are making me all. Hold on, let me see. Okay, I don't know what's going on, y'all. I'm so sorry. Please bear with me. I can't hear it at all. And Lisa, you can't hear it, right?
No.
Darn it. Okay, well, I'm so sorry, guys. If I do have a, I'll try to be quiet, okay? But yeah, I think this home was just kind of overpriced to begin with, Lisa. If they would have priced it a little bit better accordingly to the area and comps, I think it would have sold. So the fact that they just reduced the price recently, um, maybe it might start getting more attention. They just reduced it a few days ago on the 4th. So we'll see.
So see, this is where I'm going to remind everybody. This is the reason why it's so important to hire the right team, to hire the people that are in this local area that knows the market really, really well, to give you a realistic expectation. If you are looking to buy a certain amount of time, whatever your cost is to even have that, whatever your loan cost is, to really truly evaluate that properly. So if you're hurting, the longer it stays on the market, the longer it's going to hurt. Yes, the market's crazy. Yes, inventory is low, but our buyers are not um, unsavvy. You have a
Hmm.
lot of tools online, but you have a lot of people um, that can give you the information. So you're right about that, Chia. When you overprice something in an area that doesn't call for it, no matter where you are in real estate, it's definitely going to hurt you.
It is, like you can't name your price just because the market is a seller's market. It's people are not dumb.
Yes.
People are not dumb. They
Yeah.
smell overpriced home when it's within range. But let's go on to the next home. Okay, so this one is a condo, it seems. Oh, this one's been in contract multiple times, and it just came back on the market. They did reduce it by 5,000. I think we could kind of figure out why they reduced it is because it keep coming back on the market. And I think the reason why I keep coming back on the market, something might be wrong with it. So I think now the seller's probably realizing, shoot, it's been 57 days on the market. So maybe I do need to adjust my price to reflect the condition of the property. So that's probably what's going on here. All right. So not too much, not too bad. It'll probably sell. But let's go on to the next home. All right. 895. Okay, I already kind of know why this home's on the market for a minute. But let's look. So it's been on the market since March. Wow. It came on for almost 980K. Now it's at 895K. Wow, they reduced it like a lot. Oh shoot. And I think I get it, because in this area, there's not too many comps. This is a pretty see, there is no comps. Whenever you see this, that means it's a pretty unique property. And because it's a unique property, a lot of time what sellers do is they start listing their home on the market very high. And then if it doesn't sell, then they reduce it. because it's a unique property. So they don't really know what it's worth because there's not a lot of comps. So let's find out how much it might be worth and kind of give our 2 cents if we can find any. Let's change this around a little bit to three, two. Still nothing. Okay, I might have to go out further, like 3/4. Remember, if when the further you go out, the less accurate it gets. The bigger the salt you have to add to the comps. Okay. Normally, appraisers prefer to be closer within a radius because it's more accurate. But in this case, I'm going 2 miles out and I'm seeing nothing. Okay, 3 miles out, I finally see something. So this is a very unique property. Okay. And if they're going based off of this comp, that's probably why they price it the way it is. Because it's a 2,300 square foot home, 4 bedroom, 3 bath. These homes are pretty new on the market too. And they're going for $899. This one's going for 1.5, but it's been on the market for 20 days. It's really big. So you cannot compare this home to this because it's like 1,000 square foot bigger. You can't really compare this home to that because it's a lot smaller. But it did sell and it only took 5 days. And it sold for 800K. So if this is the closest thing, closest comp to this listing, then they're way overpriced. Okay, so this is it right here. It's sold. It actually sold for over, so 50K overpriced. And it was only on the market for 5 days. But this is 3 miles out. Let's go back and look. This is a lot bigger. Okay, the pictures don't look that great. Okay. It seems a little dated too, just from looking at these photos. Not much photos. But yeah, if a person comes out and look at this property and this is the only comp they see, then this home is definitely probably overpriced. That's probably why it's not selling. Okay. All right, let's go on to the next. I'm gonna do one more. Okay. Okay. There it is. Okay, this one's been on the market for 77 days. So 1.6. I'm gonna find a home that is a little bit more within the price range here. Okay, there you go. Okay, 500K. Been on the market for 47 days. Why isn't this home selling? Let's find out. It's in Fair Oaks. Okay, so it's been coming out of contract multiple times. You guys see that? Pending, active, pending, active. So that tells me the reason why they reduced the price probably because of the condition of the home, similar to the other one. Okay. Maybe now because it's been over 45 days on the market, they're reducing the price to reflect the condition of the property, or they're trying to get people to go back and look at the home by reducing the price. Because how it works is when the home hits the market new, everybody gets a notification on their phone if you're subscribed to like Zillow, Realtor.com, or Redfin. But when it's been sitting on the market for a long time, you don't get notifications about it no more. So you don't bother to go and look at it because you don't think it still exists. But when you reduce the price, you get a notification again. So it might be a strategy just to get the people to go back and look. Okay. So I think I'm gonna end it there with the price reductions. I think what we're seeing is homes are going pending. They're reducing. It seems like the majority so far is they're reducing the prices because they're it's been sitting and maybe the condition of the home doesn't equal the value that they're listing it at. So they're trying to get rid of it. So they're reducing it in small increments to reflect the condition. Okay, so what does that mean for you buyers right now? That means that if you guys are still in the market, right now is the time to uh probably get your offer accepted because it's not as aggressive as it used to be. sellers are a little bit more accommodating now to repair requests. So if you're not removing your contingencies or making aggressive terms on your offers, you might be in luck. Okay, so that's what I've seen so far. And some of these homes are just overpriced to begin with. And if you list a home and it's overpriced, you're gonna have to reduce it, and it's gonna sit. Okay, because again, buyers are not stupid. They're gonna know that it's overpriced, and they're not gonna want to bid on it. So that seems to be the case. I don't feel like what these home prices reductions are doing is a sign of the market collapsing, anything like that. Do you feel the same, Lisa?
Yeah, I do.
It's just bad marketing. Okay, bad
Hmm.
marketing. It's got nothing to do with the market shifting. The market shifting really, really heavily to where it's a buyer's market now is when nobody's buying a home, and every home you see on the market is sitting for at least uh 3 months to 6 months. Kind of like what I was showing earlier, right here, right? When the days on the market is no longer 13 days and it's like 60 or 30 days average, that's when the market is truly, truly shifted. Okay. So if you guys have been paying attention to my market trends update like this, you guys will know when the market has truly shifted. But when average days on the market is 13 days, I don't think so. That means homes are still going like that. All right, let me read some comments. For the clients I work with, they're getting lines of credit on their investment accounts and using loan cash since the rates are lower. They can pay interest only payments, which would be cheap. A lot of investors are doing that, right? Lines of credit, HELOCs, because they have a lot of equity in their property, so they're pulling out the HELOCs. And I think I even hear HELOCs are like 1% right now, right? If you're only using it for 6 months out,
I haven't heard that. That's pretty darn cool.
it's hella low, right? I think
Oh
Golden One
yeah,
is doing it
very,
right
very
now.
low. Huh.
Golden One is doing HELOCs right now. If you're paying it back within 6 months, interest rates on that HELOC is only 1.1.5%.
Interesting.
Yeah, so of course, why wouldn't they use it if it's the purpose of investment property, right? Or flipping?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's what's going on. A while back, there was a conversation regarding unicorn loans. Can we go over that again, and also what a jumbo loan is and how those work compared to a non-jumbo loan? Lisa, that's your realm. I'm not gonna touch it.
Okay, so we can. I do have something else already prepared for you guys, but the unicorn loan is basically it is a down payment assistance. You guys may have already heard that out there. I got quite a few people still asking me about that, and the reason why it's a unicorn loan is because there is a loan limit to it. It's made for low income families. So last time when I priced it out, it was a very, very small price point because the median income for each county is counted in that. And the home prices, it's well below the average home prices in whatever area that we priced out the last time. And therefore, I
Super
call it the
low.
unicorn loan because you gotta,
Nobody's gonna be able to use it.
yeah, you gotta match it with that. And a lot of times people are looking at that price point and say, well, couldn't I buy a condo? Yeah, but the condo also has a homeowners association. So your debt to income ratio is no more than 45%. So it's lower than regular FHA loans. And if you have excellent credit, whereas a conventional loan, you may be able to go all the way up to 50%. The bigger the home pricing is, the more that 5% makes a huge difference on what you can truly qualify for. Okay. It is great if it can be found, and there could be cities out there that are a little bit more rural that it will help. But in Sacramento so far, everything that I priced out for everybody that's asked me for it, unfortunately, it has not worked in their favor at all.
That's why we call it a unicorn loan, Sabrina, because
Yeah.
I haven't seen a unicorn since I was born. But thanks for the comment.
So just
Um,
so that you guys know, it's not really called a unicorn loan. We just call it that. So don't
yeah, it's more of an
hold
inside joke, okay? So don't go on Google and look at unicorn loan. Nothing's gonna pop up. You're gonna see an actual unicorn. But okay, we are gonna move on to the next topic. This is gonna be Lisa. She's gonna go over numbers with you guys and explain the reasoning why, for you guys, because some of you guys are, saying, is it a good time to buy still with the conditions that the way it is right now, and you guys are not giving yourself enough credit, or you guys are kind of going with no strategy. Think of what Lisa's about to give you guys. Think of it as a strategy. Maybe you can implement for yourself of getting yourself in the door. This means you might have to compromise your dream house for this market and just get in the door and seeing what that's going to do for you in the future. Okay, so Lisa, go ahead and take it away.
Thank you so much, Chia. So realistically, okay, your first home typically isn't going to be your last home. Home ownership, you gotta look at what your goal truly is. Is it to build a nest egg for your family? Most of the time, it's going to be so that you don't have to worry about moving out because your landlord is selling. So it gives you that peace of mind, that stability, that uh, more control of what your home situation is. Okay. And you also have the leverage if you're stuck in a pickle and you are able to sell, at least you can cash out and utilize that money for something else instead of just walking away with nothing. And that's what happens when you rent a place. Not that it's a bad thing, sometimes it may not make sense for you. So I'm going to show you some numbers to make it make sense. And she has mentioned this to me before, guys. I am very passionate. I love my people. So when I do get excited, I do have a habit of speaking fast. So please let me know. I'll try my best to slow down because I don't know. I've been talking like this my whole life. So bear with me, okay, guys?
It's okay. At least you're not going to echo when you get excited. Okay.
Well, I don't know. They haven't heard me really talk, so I hope not. Okay.
Yeah, let me know when you share your screen so that way I could pop it up over here.
Okay. So I have shared my screen. Let me know if the screen is big enough for everybody to see. Okay.
I think it's good.
So, guys, these are actually clients of mine. So I wanted to share this personally with you. These are, numbers that I have for you guys. Okay. I have a side-by-side comparison just because I know that there's many of you that aren't from the Sacramento area and wondering how that ripple effect that I was talking about from the beginning is affecting our area. And you can determine yourself what the market's going to do, because the market's going to do what the market's going to do. Neither Chia or myself or anybody out there can really truly control that or know that. Okay. So having some facts, having some data, which I love when Chia pulls out in the beginning, so that you can make your own assessment to see, does this actually work for you? Does home ownership work for you now or later? Because you're going to have to compare a couple of things. So in this situation, I'm going to talk about the right side first because it's here in the Sacramento area. Okay, guys? So 3 years ago, at a client, okay, not an ideal area. They actually wanted to be in Elk Grove, okay? But at that time, because of the circumstance, a lot of my clients are in that situation and they bought here first, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom in a 95828 area, a little over 2,000 square feet. So it's not terrible, guys. 3 years ago, they got it for 388,500. How many of you guys would like to buy a home for 388 right now?
Oh my gosh.
It is, well, when they sold it, they actually sold it early February for 591. How many of you guys can say that in 3 years you were able to save up pretty much $200,000?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this person at that time didn't have a whole lot. They just started out in life, just graduated, just started working. So really, they only had about $20,000 to work with. This is an FHA loan. Okay. The interest rate at that time was 3.375. They got this at the beginning of February. In just 4 months, guys. Look how big the market increased. So he got a really, really good situation for about $650,000. I'm sorry, $650 more per month. Okay. He was able to put 25% down, no PMI. He still had roughly about 7,000 and he was still saving money in other places. So he put $25,000 down and bought a home for a bedroom, 2.5 bathroom in Elk Grove. Less bathroom, but slightly bigger. Okay. And he loved it.
Better
Okay.
location too. Remember
Yes,
that. Better
absolutely.
location.
Absolutely much better location. It was ideal. He wanted to do this at first, but in 3 years, because of his patience and persistence, this is what we mean by saying, get yourself into the game. Okay. And
Yeah.
say, for instance, if the market does turn, look at the difference in the rent versus mortgage. He was renting an apartment for 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom. So ideally, he increased his bedroom size. And if he was hurting, could he have rented the other rooms out?
Yep.
Absolutely. So if your situation is very similar, when you're looking at the numbers, I know it's very difficult because home ownership, it's like getting married to a house, right? So it's very emotional. There's a lot of things going on. It can be very, very stressful if you don't have the right team advocating for you. And if you look at this, okay, and this situation, if the numbers make sense for you, remember, home prices go up, rent also increase, okay? So in this situation, they were in Sacramento to Elk Grove. Did it make sense for them? I absolutely think so, okay?
Got a bigger home. Now his
Mhm.
their family probably expanded.
Yes. So you guys know during COVID, a lot of people were able to work from home. This is a client of mine. He actually lived in San Francisco. His rent before he purchased a home, mind you, he was a client of mine for a year before he decided to move to San Bruno. Okay. And he was renting a 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom in San Francisco for $4,000. That was in 2019. That was the
Mm.
beginning of COVID, too, guys. Okay. And when he purchased this home, 1805 square feet in San Bruno. And San Bruno is not even in the heart of the Bay Area. So this is actually quite ideal in comparison to what he was looking for in San Francisco for $2 million. And it was very, very difficult. His family helped him with the gift fund to do this. Okay. Again, also starting out in life and everything like that. Okay. If he continued to rent in the 3 years, he would have saved on his own less than $27,000. His mortgage, when he purchased this, was a little shy of $4,800. Okay. Now, a lot of us, that's huge for our area, but I just wanted to share you this. Because of COVID, he sold his home recently for $1.5 million. This is his net earnings in 3 years. Okay. This is how
Mm-mm-mm.
much more he saved than if he did it with um, just renting. And again, this is a gift fund. So technically, he made a heck of a lot more than that. And technically, his family didn't require for him to pay back. He was a lucky guy. Okay. However, he did anyway. And whatever he profited, he put back into the house, got himself a $900,000 home in Elk Grove, very close to me, actually, very similar to my house, actually. So this is what he got. And his payments are 300, a little over $300 more, even at the 5%. I'm sorry, $300
$300 less.
less. I apologize. Even with the 5% interest rate. And he's super duper happy. He started out single guy, just came out of school, very similar situation. Okay.
Got a
And
bigger home.
got a much bigger home in a great area. And now he's a family person. So this size works very well for him. This is only 3 years ago.
So
Okay.
Lisa,
Mm-hmm.
this was 3 years ago when the market
Yep.
is uptrend. What about
Yes.
let's say in the next couple of years? Because you and me, we're thinking within the next couple of years the market might shift. What if that's the case?
So I didn't really prepare that for you guys. If you want me to, it's going to take me a little bit of time, Chia, but we have about 15 minutes left. So I'll show you what happened before. Okay.
Okay.
And then that way we can have a better projection of what the future is going to hold. Okay. So for those of you guys who are on the fence, who are like, I'll just wait it out, I'll just wait it out. Just so that you know, a lot of these people 10 years ago waited out and then, okay, they bought in year 5. People in 5 years ago bought 3 years ago instead. So we can continue to move up this option, and we don't know what the future holds, but I can tell you what happened in the past so that you can make your own assessment. Okay?
Okay.
So this is a pretty awesome situation. 5 years ago, I had a single mother, and she was paying about $1,500 in rent. She didn't have much as a single mother, and she did utilize the down payment assistance program. It's not the unicorn one right now, because when she purchased, guys, for a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom in the 95824 area, wasn't ideal, but it was a great starter for her. Only 186,000. Come on, guys. If you saw a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, even if it's like this, would you want to buy it?
My gosh, that's cheap.
It's a no-brainer, right?
That was cheap.
It's a no-brainer. And even at that time, look, guys, the interest rate at that time in 2017 was 4.5. So it's not that the rates are going up; they're going back to normal. Okay. Her payments ended up, even with the down payment assistance, her cash out of pocket was less than $2,000. Her monthly payment, even at that, was only $1,351. So actually, her rent was more. She was ecstatic. After that, okay, she sold it a little bit earlier. She actually sold it last year, okay, and she got in last year. So she got into a 95828 area, 1,400 square feet. She was able to put 25% down, because this is the difference. Because if she was renting, she'd actually wouldn't be able to save that. Okay.
Yeah,
but
the
if
equity made a big difference.
It made a huge difference, you guys. It made a huge difference. Even after all the costs and everything like that, she was able to get 156. She put 136 down. She got about almost $21,000 in her bank account to give her a little bit of cushion. Yes, the old mortgage and the new mortgage now increase about $1,400, but she's now in a relationship. So they're in a really, really good place to make a 2730 payment. And let's be real, guys, a $500,000 property, a lot of you guys are already paying roughly around that much for rent anyway.
It's getting there.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Very similar situation. I'm doing a side-by-side. This is East Bay, and I have another client, very similar situation, okay? Bought their house for 482. They actually were able to put 25% down. Their interest rate during that time was 4.65, okay? Their rent was 2,500, so very, very slight difference between their rent and their mortgage at that time. So it absolutely made sense for them. If they continue to rent, whatever they had here would have depleted, okay? Not a whole lot, but it still wouldn't have increased. Keep in mind, when inflation goes up, this $124 doesn't go as far now as it did 5 years ago.
Yep.
Okay? They sold it for $860. Their equity was $377,500. Okay, after all the fees and everything like that, they still netted $479,511. That's almost $500,000 in 5 years. Same situation, came to Elk Grove. They're actually still looking, so I just mirrored it with the last one. Okay, so even
that
if they
client hasn't bought yet.
Nope, not yet. So they're
Still
looking,
competing.
yeah, in this price range. Okay, luckily they have other homes, so they're staying there for now until they can buy something. Okay, and this is them putting 50% down. Okay, because they're taking all the proceeds from that house and putting it in here. As they're moving into this home, again, very similar. I'm mirroring it from the last time so that we can compare easier. And their mortgage is $747 less moving to this area. So it's very attractive for people in the surrounding areas. Tracy's only about an hour and 15 minutes away.
And they're in Elk Grove. Gosh.
Yeah, Elk Grove is very attractive because it's a really, really beautiful city that's closest in Sacramento area to the Bay Area. They are absolutely affecting this market. I wanted to show you this because this is the reason why our market continues to rise because it is being affected from outside sources. People in Sacramento are pretty much doing the same thing, and because they're able to work from home, they're going to Oroville, Orangevale, Placerville, other places that Sacramento
Plumas.
is too. It is a ripple effect. Okay.
Yeah, and like, thanks, Lisa, for sharing those numbers. This
Yes.
is what's going on today. A lot of people that bought a couple years ago, they were still buying pretty high during that time because for what they were looking for, it wasn't their dream home. So
Yes.
they did what Lisa mentioned. They got themselves in the foot, saved some equity because equity building was so much faster than saving individually from your income. So they utilized that, leveraged that equity as a down payment to buy their dream home. So that's what we're talking about right now is yes, the market is still high.
Yeah.
Yes, you're compromising. Yes, it sucks that you can't find your dream home in this market. But if you're still in this market looking, you might have to implement this strategy. Get yourself in the foot
Yeah.
because either way, you're going to be paying for a mortgage, whether it's yours or whether it's your landlord's. At least if it's yours, you're putting it towards your equity. And then if you do sell in the future, you could use that equity to do what Lisa just mentioned and use it as a down payment to buy your dream home.
Right.
Whether in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years. Go ahead, Lisa.
Well, again, guys, this is in 2017, 2019. The market is already on the upturn in both of the scenarios. That's why I wanted to do a closer synopsis for you guys. And at the end of the day, if your rent is very similar or not that much of a difference, you may want to relook at that situation for you, regardless of what market it is. Okay?
Yeah. And let's say you are still in the market, right? To look for a home. I did want to kind of go over with you guys how you should be putting in offers. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'll share my screen again and I'm gonna walk you guys through everything I do with my clients whenever they're looking at homes. Okay, what I advise them on, what I coach them on, so that way they can kind of have a better idea of how to prepare to present a offer. Okay, so we're gonna go to new listings because a lot of buyers only look at homes that's new on the market, right? So let's say a home came on the market and you want to go and look at it. Okay, let's just look at this one. This one just came on the market within 3 days now. You went out with your agent and you went to go and see it. You love the home, you fell in love with it. Okay, let's just say you fell in love with it. Now you want to submit an offer. How does that look like? For me, what I like to do for all my buyers is I'll call the listing agent up. I'll try to gather some information about this property. But before I do that, I'll comp it. I'll make sure that it's not overpriced because if it is, I want you to know. Okay, so that way you could kind of align how your offer should look like. Because maybe it's underpriced. Maybe they're trying to get overbidding uh, offers coming in, so they might underprice it. So let's find out. So I'll comp it first. Find out how much it's worth or how much homes in the areas are going for. So it's 1,300 square foot. The highest home that's sold in this area is 610. It's a little bit bigger. Okay. Took 8 days and it's sold. But let's go with this 1,300 square foot, 554. Let's go with this. Okay, similar layout. Okay, similar square foot. And this one sold within 7 days within the area. They actually sold for more. Look right here. Let me just zoom in so that way you guys can see. So if you guys can see here, they put it on the market for 524. Sold for 555. 554. So about 30,000 over asking, okay? So now that became a comp in the area. So they priced it fair. 550. This home is right where it should be. So the fact that they priced it right where it's at, here's how I would advise one of my buyers. I would tell them, hey, the home is not underpriced. The home is not overpriced. It's right where it needs to be. Because of that, I would call the agent up and I would find out how many offers they have. Depending on how many offers they have is gonna decide what type of offer you want to write for this home. If they have a lot of offers, like meaning more than three or five, that means you have competition. Most likely, it's over asking. Okay. If they don't have any offers and they want to hurry it up and get into contract so that way the seller could go and continue on with their next chapter in life or put a bid on the next home that they're upgrading to, if they're in a hurry and there's no offers, and let's say the deadline to all the offers coming in is tonight, then I will submit the offer. Maybe I might not even overbid. I would just tell my clients, just give them the list price. Just go in and say 550K. That's what you're asking for. You don't have any offers. Here's 550K, and I'll keep all my contingencies. That's one. That's one way. But if they have multiple offers, like what I initially mentioned, then most likely it's over. How much over, I don't know because it's unethical for the other party to reveal that information to me. So I would kind of have to call their bluff, all right, or find out where it's at. It's comped right around 550. In this market, what I've been seeing based off of experience, people's been kind of going over at least 30 to 50K over. So from there, I'll tell my clients, you might want to bid at least the minimum 30K over. And of course, the number one objection for my client is always, what if I'm overpaying for this house? Well, you leave it to the appraiser to find that out because I'm not a appraiser. The seller's not a appraiser. The agent that's listing is not a appraiser. You're not a appraiser. So let's leave it to the appraiser and find out if it's gonna appraise 30K over or not. And if it does, hey, you made a perfect call and your offer got accepted. But if it didn't, we can always go back and renegotiate. And let's say the negotiation doesn't go well, the seller puts it back on the market, you get your deposit back, we're back to square one looking at homes again. That's how a normal transaction is going to look. And that's how it's going on right now for a lot of buyers that's submitting offers. That's how you got to think. Depending on how many competition you have on the home is going to dictate what type of offer you're going to be presenting on the home that you just saw with your agent. But I'm saying this within 5-10 minutes, so it seems super easy, right? It's not. You're going to be looking through probably lots of homes with your agents before you decide to put an offer on one with your agent. It might be the fifth home, might be the 10th home, the 20th home, the 100th home. I don't know. That's pretty average today. So, you know what I always tell my clients? I'll tell them, be in the mindset of in this market shopping at homes for 5 months. It might take you 5 months to get your keys. I know homes are going fast, but we don't have a lot of inventory. And most likely, you're going to be seeing everything that's available to you within a month. And then you're going to be back to that same buyer that once a notification comes on your phone that a new homes hit the market, you're going to go look at it right away. And now every buyer is looking at that home. So that's the mindset I want you guys to have in this market, because if you don't have that mindset and if you're coming into this market right now thinking you're gonna lowball every seller, then you're probably best, okay? You're probably best targeting homes that has been on the market for a long time or has had recent price reductions, like this list right here. And if you want to target these homes, just ask your agent to only show you a home that's been on the market for over 30 days, 40 days, whatever it may be. Because these homes right here are going to be the home that you could probably lowball. Because remember, when a seller puts their home on the market, they're still paying their mortgage and utility bills. and that's eating at their neck, and that's hurting them. So the quicker they can sell, the better it is for them. So you might be able to go in there and soup up a property on a good deal for one of these homes. Okay? Hopefully that helps with you guys. I hope I didn't confuse y'all. If I did, I apologize. I get excited. I speak fast like Lisa too. But this is exactly what I do with all my clients that are in the market right now. That is what I do with all my clients to prepare them, to set the mood mentally, spiritually, so that way they don't shoot themselves in the foot. And on top of that, I'm also telling them, hey, look, when you submit an offer, it's going to take up to 3 days to get a response. Keep looking at home as a backup. And then from there, if you hear back that your offers are rejected, keep looking at homes. Keep submitting offers. The more offers you submit, the quicker you're going to get in the door. Okay? Because even though your offer gets accepted, there's still a lot of work to be done. You still got to find out what's wrong with the home, the conditions, the value, if your loan is fully approved. So there's still a lot of work to be done. So you got to be prepared mentally in this market. If your offer gets accepted, don't be too overly excited, and then you go out there and buy a boat now or buy a car. And then now you just shot yourself in the foot. You can't qualify for the loan no more because you just got a new inquiry on your credit. Don't do that, right, Lisa?
Yeah. I mean, I always send people a do's and don'ts list to really truly prepare you. It's not to deter anyone. It's to say, hey, I want you to have the best chance. I don't want you to be stressed out. And a lot of times you guys probably have heard from a family or a friend. It was a horror story. It was a very stressful event for them because a lot of things went sideways. Either they forget what they were told or it wasn't reiterated. Time and time again from your team. And that's what your team's supposed to do. Your realtor, your lender is there to be your coach, is there to be your cheerleader, to make sure that you don't forget the things that sometimes you as consumers don't remember. That's okay. That's not always your job. It's our job. So that's why you want to have strong team members that can, gently remind you of those things.
That's true. That is so important what Lisa just said, because when you're a buyer, before you go out there and look at your home, you're strategizing with your lender, with your agent, right? You're telling them, this is what I want in a home. This is the location. This is the home. But when you go out there and look at homes and you start bidding, a lot of buyers, 100%, I guarantee this is going to happen to you. You're a first-time home buyer. You're going to lose sight of that goal. You're going to forget that, shoot, you've always wanted to buy a home in this area. Or shoot, you've always wanted to buy a home that had 2 living rooms or a bigger yard. But then when you're looking in the market, it does tend to make you go back and forth to where now you're going to be telling yourself, what do I really need versus what I really want? In this market, you got to come in with that mindset. What do I need right now? Yes, I want a 5-bedroom, three bath, 3,000 square foot. But do I need a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,000 square foot? So you got to ask yourself that in this market, especially if you're getting murdered out there right now with all these offers coming in, then you need to probably sit back down with your agent and have that conversation. Otherwise, maybe it might not be the right time for you and your family yet to buy a home until you both or you all sit down and agree to what's realistic. Okay, because remember, the goal should be to get in the door. Once you get in the door, now you can plan for the dream home, because now you're building equity. You're paying yourself in a form of equity value. All right, let's look at some comments. Good evening, Ralph. What is going on? Ralph says, when you call the agent and ask them how many offers they have, are they legally bound to tell you the truth, or can they lie? Good question. They could always lie. I like to say this, okay, Ralph? It's like playing poker or blackjack. You gotta call the person's bluff.
Yeah.
Do they really have a good hand? or they just bluffing. So, with that in mind, you as a buyer, Ralph, you don't want to reveal your cards too soon. The seller does not need to know that you're submitting the offer, very competitive offer, to go in and maybe negotiate later down the road. They don't need to know that. They don't need to know that you're buying this home and you're gonna live in it for a couple of years and you're gonna rent it out. They don't need to know that, right? They don't need to know anything about that. All they need to know is that you're the best offer out there and you're gonna close. So
Yeah.
how do you convey that to them so that way they don't look at anybody else's offer but yours only? But yes, they can lie. But if you have a really good agent that could read people through text message or through phone call, your agent could probably gauge it out and tell you if they're lying or not.
Yeah.
Because again, I suck at poker. If I'm playing against somebody that's really good in poker, they're gonna be able to call my bluff super easy because they're so used to it. I won't even know if they're bluffing or not because I don't have that kind of poker face and I can't read that well in poker because I'm gonna expose myself. But if you have an agent that's really good at what they do, they're gonna be able to tell you whether that other person is bluffing or not. That's all. That's what I can say. Hopefully that helps. But yes, they can lie.
Yes.
Also in California, can you purchase a house without going through a realtor? Of course, you can buy that anywhere. You can buy a home without a realtor. All you really need is just a title company, a contract, a willing seller, and that's it. Here's what I would say to probably make you shift that mindset to not wanting a realtor. Okay. One, if you think like that, maybe it's because you found a realtor that's been lying to you and you don't really trust that realtor. Then I would say find another realtor that you trust. Because your realtor should actually be making you money, saving you money, and giving you good advice. Okay. And maybe you might not even be buying one home, you might be buying 10 homes. You want to have a good realtor on your team so that way they could go and look at deals with you and negotiate for you. Okay. Especially in this market, negotiation is such a big thing. Okay. And plus, you're not paying for the commission, the seller's paying for the commission as a buyer. But when you become a seller, you are paying the commission of the realtors involved. Okay. But when you're buying, because you're not paying for the commission, utilize their service, especially going through an agent that you trust. That's important. If you're not going through an agent that you trust, then like of course you're gonna feel that way towards having representation. But your agent is there to protect you and to make sure that you're not taken advantage of. All right.
Yeah.
I'm sure you heard this a million times. When are interest rates going up, going down? They're not going
Uh,
down. Like what
Rough. They
Lisa said. Yeah,
yeah.
like what Lisa said. They're going back to normal.
Well, it's kind of crazy because a week and a half ago, they actually went down. I actually locked one of my people at 4.875. Yay! It went back down to the fours, but it went back up again already, guys. It's super volatile right now. There's no way for us to really tell, but because there's just not, it's been low for so long. It wasn't supposed to be that way. So now that it's going back to normal, everybody is seeing that ping, and also it's in a combination of the peak of the market too. So yes, there's going to be a lot of people that didn't have that wiggle room. And I'm gonna actually piggyback on for the question that you had, Ralph, if you need a realtor or not. I will say it from a lender point of view. It's like this: don't think a good agent is not just somebody that wants to sell your home. That's going to help you see these numbers and going to send you to a lender that they work very well with, because you want them to be on the same team. You want them to understand, because your realtor is your eyes and ears. They are your experts and they have a better gauge, just like how Chia was saying earlier about poker. They have a better gauge of who's bluffing and who's not, because they've been in here long enough. Okay. There's a lot of agents out there, but realistically, there's a smaller percentage, about 10%, maybe 15% of all the agents in the area actually do most of the real estate. So Chia's made a name for himself here in Sacramento. If you are looking in that area, I would highly advise for you to look at him not just as a realtor, but also as
Stop it.
your
You're
counsel.
making
He's
me
very
blush.
humble. He doesn't ever say anything. So I'm going to say it for you guys. So I'm just telling
No.
you, he's very humble. And I'm going to tell you,
Here's what I would
after,
say about that. Okay,
yes,
when Lisa's saying that, what she meant is every personality is different. You just gotta
yes,
find an agent that fits you
we're
because
advocating for you.
even though me and Lisa are hella cool, like not everybody is all about this, like somebody wants somebody that's less echoey when they get excited. So and I totally respect that. There's an
Yeah,
agent for everyone out there. You just need to
yeah,
find the right fit for you. Like you just gotta find the right fit for you. There's thousands of agents out there. I'm not gonna knock on everybody. They do a good job for their clients, but you gotta find them. You gotta find
yes.
who they are, and then ask yourself, "Will I want to have lunch with this person?"
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then there you go. All
Yeah.
right. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off, but I figured I need to.
Yeah. No worries. No worries. I know how you are, Chia.
Oh, I thought we paid for the commission. No, you don't. If you're using an agent to buy a home, Ralph, you're not paying for the commission. The seller is paying for it. Okay, the seller's paying for it when they sell the home. So just remember that. When you're a buyer, you don't pay the commission. But when you become a seller, you will pay the commission. So remember that, okay? Pay it
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
What is considered low now? Low rates? Oh my gosh. I think we're still low historically. No, not
Yeah.
really. Not historically, but we still are pretty low.
Yeah. I
We've just
mean,
been
once upon a time,
spoiled.
yeah, once upon a time, it was also in the double digits, guys. Okay.
Mhm.
So when you look at the numbers, don't be so caught up because if you're just looking at the rates, then you're going to be stepping over dollars just to try to pick up pennies. So you're going to miss that market. I showed you the two scenarios of a very close time frame. It wasn't 20 years ago. It was only 3 to 5 years ago. Okay.
Mhm.
And I mean, even 10 years ago, it was phenomenal. So if you guys have people on the fence, if you want me to show you some numbers on that, I can. Okay. We have time, Chia. But it's really, there are people who are getting lines of credit. There are people who have bought their homes in 10 years that aren't selling. They're keeping it. They're renting it out because they got such a great deal and they're taking that line of credit and they're buying another house without having to sell.
We're probably gonna do that another time just because I respect everybody's time. We are already over an hour, so I respect all you guys. I really do, and maybe we can continue that on the next live stream. Yeah, what do you think, Lisa?
That's totally fine. I totally understand.
Yeah, so we're gonna let you guys go, Chichi fans. We really do appreciate you guys watching, liking, engaging all the comments. We do this for you guys. If you guys have more some video topics for us to cover, let us know. You guys know how to reach us. But other than that, we're gonna close out and let you guys enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Okay, y'all take care now.